Hello everyone! Today, sadly, no review. I figured today I will update on what's going on. I've been finding it's just easier to do updates on what's going on with overtime this way versus editing a giant calendar or that. So, let's just get into it, shall we? So, stream-wise, we finished pretty much outside the Super Boss, which I don't think I'll really plan to do in Saga Frontier Remaster. Other than that, we've completed all 8 character stories, all fuses cases, and that. Um, so that's pretty much done. We started the viewer choice since it's been almost a fucking year at this point, and I haven't done the viewer choice because of all this overtime. So I'm gonna mainly focus on the viewer choice at the moment, which will be Fallout New Vegas, which is what won, and we start at this weekend. Now, I want to go over what's going on for next month. So, there's a holiday here in America on the 6th of September. I was not able to get a Thursday or Monday, or in that case, Tuesday off to counter any overtime. And with Monday being a holiday that they have to give us, I don't know if they might try to make us work Saturday to make up for the Monday or something like that. The other weeks of September I do have covered, so I will not be working overtime weekends outside of whatever days they do on the 3rd or 4th. There's also the possibility they'll just work the 3rd and then they might do something the next week, which would be beneficial to me because I only have a half day of vacation put in to counter anything they do for the rest of the month. So on top of that, my sister is actually going to be visiting the first week of September. I think they're coming down on the 2nd, I believe. The 2nd or the 1st. And they'll be over somewhat for during the weekend too. So there's also the chance I might not really do a streaming for the first weekend of September, or very limited streaming. It depends. I have to see what days they were staying and leaving at that. So it might just be a break weekend to hang out with family and that. I'll try to update on that via Discord if there will be anything or nothing at all. Outside that, I've been trying to get a lot of stuff organized in my room since this furnace was put in. I've had a lot of stuff I had to move and reorganize, and then there was that shelf that fell down. So a lot of my free time has been getting a lot of this strained up because my sister's family visiting. My dad's been wanting, things to look so absolutely perfect because every family would just disown you if there was even the slightest of a mess. Just automatically disown you, right? That's what families do normally, right? Yeah. But I've been trying to get things organized so a lot of my free time on putting together a review has kind of went for the time being. There was also, of course, Aaron was down last weekend. And also, for anyone who is curious about Kepler, Kepler sadly did pass away on Tuesday. So she didn't make it to her upcoming doctor appointment we had for Tuesday. That was going to be at 2 p.m. She sadly passed away sometime after I left for work, because I did go check on her before I went to work that morning, and she was still laying in her bed and breathing and conscious. So, but when my dad got up, she had passed away. So sadly, she had succumbed to the poisoning that her liver was causing her, sadly. We were likely going to be putting her down that day, but we feel bad that she had to suffer. But we did try to help her, but sadly it was a bit too late in the process of her liver, so. But so just, yeah, I didn't really get a lot of time to get some recordings for review to edit. I'm hoping to try and do that later today on Sunday to get some recording stuff I can use and get edited on the laptop during this week of work. So, but yeah, just we've all been busy. It's just, eh. But that's pretty much how it looks for September, though. September, outside the first weekend, all the other weekends should be good. Now, October, the first week of September here, I am likely going to fill out what I can in October vacation, what half days to get out of overtime. Last I looked, October was very available, so I'm going to see what it looks like on Monday tomorrow, see if it looks okay. And the experiment with, I mentioned this on stream, that they're experimenting with an 11-hour system to quote-unquote give us our Saturdays and making us work an extra hour on every other day, Monday through Friday. So that way they mash an extra 5 hours in the week and supposedly give us our Saturdays. And this experiment is supposed to come to its conclusional results on the 3rd. They're supposed to examine the results of these 3 weeks they tested. And if they like it, we're going to continue doing the 11-hour thing and supposedly keep having Saturdays as non-overtime days. But I honestly won't hold it against them. They've always fucking pulled the rug under us several times. Like my coworker said, if they need us to work Saturday, they're going to make us work Saturday. And I at this point agree. If that is something they need to do, if that's something they feel they need to do, they're going to do it regardless of whether it's right or wrong or humane or not. So I want to try and keep these half days caught up, but I don't want to go too ahead either, because some team leaders get pretty pissy when you put a bunch of days in and then you want to pull them and that. I'm trying not to get too ahead, because if this stuff starts dying down, then I don't need to go as crazy, obviously. But if it keeps going, I want to keep ahead. So I'm trying to stay about a month ahead, because about mid-month is when the next month usually gets, it starts filling up. So that's been working so far. So hopefully I'll be able to counter all the weekends in October, and we can continue having normal streams for another month. November, I'm not sure how much. I think I got 90 hours left, and I want to carry over a week. We're allowed to carry over a week of 40 hours. So that leaves me with about 50 left. If I have it properly in my head, I might have to double check with the office to make sure that's how many hours I had left. And if I do a half day, that'll give me 10 places I can put those. So technically, I should be able to really write off the rest of the year, honestly, for most part of that. But the bigger worry is whether this is going to continue into next year, because as many of you who are long-time watchers, followers, and that will likely know, the beginning of every year and summer are the busier times where I work. And, well, if we worked all from February to the end of the year, who knows what the fuck next year is going to be like. Will it slow down because of all the shit we made? Will it just keep fucking going? I don't know. It's really hard to say, because there's just so many problems, attendance problems, and it's just, it's a mess, honestly. So, but trying to continue to get things in order on that. So, but I'm going to try and stay ahead of that. I do got most scheduling videos pretty much in order. It's just needing to get some of the reviews more ahead again. And hopefully I don't have to skip a whole bunch of Mondays, because I like trying to keep that schedule. But sometimes I wonder if I should just maybe do it every other Monday or something to give me more time. But I'd rather try not to do that. I usually get enough games finished. I mean, I have a stack of several games I've been meaning to get a review done for quite a while and just haven't really gotten to them and been doing other stuff. Along with wanting to do some research for Soul Sacrifice, but I'm starting to think I'm not going to really get the time to want to sit down and do that, so I may just go in with more limited research. I was going to do a little more in-depth, watch like someone do a playthrough of the original game and play a little of the original game myself, and then just haven't really got around to that, so I don't want Soul Sacrifice to end up on the stack of games that have been just waiting to get a review versus other things. So now with a few other games that we've been playing, Etra Odyssey, I do want to get back to getting Etra Odyssey 2 going some more. I have gotten characters leveled up in that to continue forward. I just haven't really sat down to focus on it. So there might be a day or two we might do a little of that. I started up Dark Souls 3 back up again to work on the DLCs for night streams. Aaron will be available for some night streams to do Stardew Valley, so we're going to be trying to do either Stardew Valley and Dark Souls while I'm having this avoidance of overtime of that. Now, when it comes to Senwa Kagwa and Wing Fit, so the reason I stopped Wing Fit is this furnace problem. So to re-explain the furnace problem, so they installed this new furnace and lied horribly to us about things we could do. Luckily, OBS does have settings where I can get suppressed out, so that was going to be a big concern because they said we could use noise reduction. What's Tom thinking of? You know, like the peaking stuff that helps keep heating and cooling in your house, that in the wall, and then they put a vent on this side and said, nope, you can't do that. And it's like, so you lied to us. Anyway, that's a gripe I'm having. But the main problem is that my room, that my game stuff, and when the day starts heating up, the furnace is sucking all the air out of this room and back into it, so it's not actually cooling this room. Like yesterday, it was actually really hot in here. It was like 86, and I have an AC battling this furnace to try and keep this room cool. Now, when it's like morning and later in the day after the sun's going down, that's not bad. It's usually just the middle portion of the day when it's actually really hot because it keeps staying on and it's sucking all the air out. Now, the furnace people, we waited quite a long time for these assholes to come back to put in another vent, because that's what they said that needed to be done. It needed a second vent. There's only one vent in here, and they said it's probably too big of a room then, so we need to put a second vent in. So they came here with all the supplies, and here's the thing that pissed me off, is the fact they didn't even do it. So what they said is this kind of vent circulates the air in most of the house, is how this type of furnace works. So usually you want like some kind of vent to allow air flow from the different rooms. So what they're thinking of trying to do instead is put a hole in the corner behind where my door is, because it's usually shut, very rarely open. Put a hole there and put a vent in there between this room and the living room so air can circulate through the house with everything, and see if that works. And if that doesn't work, they'll put in a second air vent in the roof area. So I hope that works, but I don't know. I'm not an expert on these kind of furnaces and that, so. But there is, admittedly, the room is not circulated with the rest of the house of that, so we'll see. The problem is, though, because the furnace is making, because I was doing Wing Fit after work, and you know it gets hotter throughout the day, I'd be able to only do like an hour, maybe 2 in the morning before it starts getting hotter in here. So I've been waiting for this furnace shit to get finished and so it can be properly cool in here and I can get the air conditioner out of the window. But yeah, that's been a very long process, and who knows how fucking long they're gonna make us wait for them to try this hole in the wall vent. So yeah, so waiting on that for wing fit. Once that gets finished and the cooling in here is proper, I will continue doing wing fit again, and I've been wanting to get back to it, but yeah. Like I said, just real world problems. Yeah. But then Intro Odyssey 2 I want to get back to. Now, Similar Kagwa, I know that's becoming the new Alundra that I started and just been slowly going back to randomly. I do need to get back to that, but I sadly think it's just going to sit on the back burner for now. Because like I said, overall, I want to try and focus on the viewer request, since we've went almost the whole year not doing a single viewer request because of this bullshit that I'm dealing with at work. So I'm trying to make up with that, and depending on what continues forward going on with work, what I might do is do a viewer request and my choice, the viewer request, if it continues into next year. If things start getting normal, then, well, then, you know, it'll go back to normal with a viewer request. I'll be on Friday and Saturdays, whatever the hell I want to do. But we have to see what comes in the coming months here, so. Outside that, I think that's pretty much mainly an update. Everything else has just been pretty normal. Limited stuff coming in, getting deals and stuff like that. So, for those who are interested in pickups, I'd probably say in 2 or 3 more weeks, probably, and I'll probably have a decent stack of stuff to do another show of game pickups and that. So, for those interested in that. But outside that should be mostly everything. So, like I said, I'll try to get some stuff put together and hopefully edit together this week. I do have the Moose Man, which would be a quick thing, but I'm sure that's not something, that's definitely probably not something a lot of people want to really see. Some people want to see some actually interesting things, which is why thinking of more just go with Soul Sacrifice, work on that or something. Of course, I have Saga Frontier Remaster available as well, and I have some past games that I also need to do, like I said, so I'm going to try at least get 2 reviews recorded and start editing them together this week. But that should be an update on pretty much everything in that, so if you got any questions about anything, feel free to leave a comment down below and let me know and I'll get back with you. And also, actually, also to throw out there, I made a Teespring. I have t-shirts and stickers available on there if you want to check those out, and I will see about having some more up there in the future. And I am wanting to work on having some more commissions made, but again, it's short on time on mocking anything up for an artist to put together for me, so. But those are available too if you want to check on Teespring. I took some time to make them look nice to that, and I like them. I ordered a sample of Aisha's, and I really like it. It's really nice having a t-shirt with my own character on it. So, but anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. Thank you for your time. I hope you all have a fantastic week. And until next time, be careful out there on the proving grounds.